Thank you very much.
Strike the last word. You're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. I do move to strike the last word. I'm troubled by the fact that we're turning this into something that's very partisan. As the chairman of the subcommittee, I've worked very hard listening to everybody's concerns. And if you look at what we introduced, we've taken many of Ranking Member Cummings' ideas and included them in the base bill. We've created the Chief Innovation Officer. We've worked with solving some of the pension issues. We've worked with granting authority for non-postal activities within the post office, specifically relating to state governments. But we also don't want to get into a situation to where the post office is competing with other businesses. So we struck a very delicate balance there. I'm also concerned about a lot of the talk about what a bad thing cluster boxes are. I do want to point out that the bill, and this was something I worked very strong for, is an exception to the cluster box or street side delivery requirement to those who have a physical need, the elderly, the disabled. We don't want to make them do something that they can't or is difficult for them to do. So there is an exception in place. There's also an exception in place where if you want the door delivery, you pay the cost of that door delivery. So those of us who get our mail, in Corpus Christi, I get my mail on a street side box. Here in Washington, D.C., what little mail I do get, I get in a box in the lobby of my building. And it's actually a better situation there because when a package is delivered, they're in most of the urban cluster boxes, like the ones I had in college, there was a big box at the bottom where they put the packages in and then they stuck the key to that box in your individual box. So rather than leaving medications or some valuable electronics that you've mail ordered sitting on your front door like they do now in Corpus Christi, I'm now having stuff shipped to Washington for the security, and I stick it in my suitcase because I worry sometimes about it being left out in the front yard. The cluster box really does serve this. There's talk about the